Welcome to part 5 of eHelp by Maytech. Today we're gonna look in more to how to mount the prop on the motor, and we will also look into how to program the speed controller, the ESC unit. And it's possible to buy a special prop adapter for the motor, but I prefer to do this in an easy way. You have this 14mm axle on the motor, and the hole in the prop is 40mm. So what we do is that we take away 3 of the bolts for the prop axle, and the other 3 bolts we color code, so to say. We put a little bit of color on them so we can get a sample of the where to drill the prop. And that's an easy and simple way to find the right location. And this is M5, it's 5mm bolts, but it's very important when you put on the new longer bolts for the prop, and also maybe replace the original one to this style with smaller heads, that the length of the bolt, it just so it goes through the aluminium and just 1 extra millimeter or 2, so you don't hurt the copper wire inside the motor. You must be very careful with that and measure before, please. So now I have put it on, I have color on the bolts, and I have a color print where to drill the holes. But I have also now added another solution for that, a drill jig that are in the kit when you buy it from me, when you buy the props, a 3D printed drill. But this is where you should drill the holes, and that's the 3 holes that keep the prop on the axle. And then you have to make 3 new holes for the bolt head. You see, like I have done like a 5mm deep hole just to give the head of the existing bolt space to be on that side of the prop too, because we want the prop to push against the plate on the motor so it rotate with both tips in the same track. And if it's like this old prop is a little bit off track, you see I added a small piece of tape on one side to like shim the prop to be exactly in the same tip track pattern. And on the back side you either use one big washer or 3 small ones. And this is the drill jig that I've added in the prop kit now when you buy the first prop. So here you can easily drill the holes, and you drill them from what will be the front side of the prop, where you have the marking, and it's the non-flat side of the prop. That's the side that should go forward. And then you either do the color marking again or once and get the location for the bolt head screw hole, so I call it. Yeah, you understand what I mean. And as I said before, make sure that the length of the bolts is just perfect, not inside the metal, just through the metal all the way. And the prop is secured on the axle in a good way, so it's no problem. Then together with the ECS, the speed controller, you can add these program blocks. It's more or less a must to have. This is the old style. The newer one looks a little bit different, but it is the same functionality. And the speed controller is the Hobbywing Pentium Platinum. It's the Opto model, 260 amp Opto. And that means that it's not powered by itself when you connect it to the main battery. Instead, in the electronic box that are connected to your mouth throttle, it's a small battery pack there of 4 AAA batteries. And this is giving you the opportunity to check the speed control function before every flight, before you connect them to the main battery. So you can dry check that everything is okay, the throttle is working as it should, before you make yourself ready to fly. And this is a simple box. You have a OK button, you have a up and down button, and you have a start button, more or less. And you read the manual, both how to calibrate the speed controller to your mouth control. And that is something you do every time you have reprogrammed the speed control unit. So you are sure that the top throttle and the idle brake is in the same location. Either you have full throttle bite together or full of open mouth and you are on the brake position. So it's important that you do that just for safety reasons, so you have idle brake when you release the throttle. Read the manual, read it twice, and really understand what it does with the speed controller and how it works and how to use it. Don't rush through this, get the knowledge how to use it in a good way. And this model also works as a battery checker. You can read more about that in the manual. And on next side here we have how to make the settings, and we can see to the display here. You click the start the set button to the left on this small model and it connect to the speed controller, and you have to put on the main battery too, so it's powered by the main battery. We go for the fixed wing mode, LiPo auto calculate, soft cutoff. When the battery start to get low in power, you use 3.1 or 3.2 in a summer condition. Startup time, you see, this is helicopter setting for model helicopters. Restart 2 seconds, brake type normal, and the brake must be 100%, otherwise it windmill. Timing between 13 and 15 degrees, and here you can set the rotation, which way. Disable, startup power, restore, no, and you just gone. If you change something, you push the OK button after that, so it remember what setting you have changed, and you can go on the on and up buttons in the middle here to adjust it. And then you cut the main power with the switch and do the calibration. Next time you start the motor again and you are ready for testing. So read that manual and get used to change thing in this, because the original setting is not this way. You have to adjust it like you saw on this video to have it work for this what we call fixed wing application, like an airplane with the brake and everything and the startup time with the prop on and everything. But no problem, it works nice and easy. But when you rev it up, don't rev up the motor full power without the prop. You can go up to half power or something and you feel that it works. Don't go on full power. It should not be good for the motor and speed controller, people say. And you must be careful too, because this is a powerful motor. As I told you before, put the prop on in the right direction and see that it rotates the way it should do. Otherwise, you reprogram it in the program box, like you saw, counterclockwise or clockwise. It's easy and it works great. Otherwise, you are really close to be ready to fly. Everything good, move on to the next step.